Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from the CPTM Smart Partners Hub. As you know, the countdown, the weekly countdown, reasons why I'm trying to remind you weekly in the last few kind of occasions, is as joint dialogue convener, we become more and more concerned with the fact that we started to count down not the months or the weeks, but the days. So welcome to CPTM Smart Partners Hub in London as joint dialogue convener, together with our team, the Hub team, and we are supporting the joint executive group. My colleagues are in various countries, having been before joint dialogue conveners, in Botswana, in Zimbabwe, in Namibia, in Mozambique, in Uganda, in Malawi, in not in Malawi yet, probably will be going to Malawi, but in Zambia, in Swaziland, in Lesotho, of course in Malaysia, in Barbados. So former colleagues from the countries who are members of the Council of Patrons and advisor of the Smart Partnership Movement. And of course, the 2013 colleague, Ambassador Sefue, Cabinet Secretary and Joint Dialogue Convener. On their behalf, we are very keen to mobilize weekly and keep track of all the preparations that are taking place, together with our new colleagues in South Africa. Therefore, today, 6th of June, we have 18 weeks up to 14th of October 2014, have about 4 months and a number of days, but part of those days, of course, there are some of them not working days, or they are going to be occupied with major national or international events to which our smart partners are going to participate. Therefore, there is not very much time that we have available, particularly from the point of view of developing content for the think tanking smart partnership dialogue this year. We hope to have a number of issues related to the strategic framework of the smart partnership initiatives, so both in relation to the vision, quality and standards, technology and financial inclusion, somehow produced on a map which together with people who will produce basis for the discussion in Pretoria. One of the major issues that nevertheless will need to be picked up are the developments of technology, if I could put it in a very simple way. And while the institutional frameworks and so on are lagging behind, various aspects of technology moved on very rapidly from Dar es Salaam up to now. And I take, for instance, the issue of high-performance computers and big data. While it was quite unknown in Dar es Salaam, the issue and the implication of it broadly, by today, 2014, in June, we are actually probably over the period when people do not know what implications big data might have at a very ordinary level, or what high performance computing or supercomputing kind of benefits one would have from. We are actually at a point where probably issues related to data protection, to healthcare, to Internet of Things, to conservation, those are the issues, and particularly the issues related to the impact that technology makes on public security. And by public security is understood quite broadly, there are understood quite broadly issues related to daily internet and mobile interactions is making, including the Facebook and the Twitter and all the rest of it that has been evolving in the last few years. So we had a number of discussions and interactions with well-known individuals from think tanks such as Demos here, in addition to those who are involved in cybersecurity institutes, and we're trying to frame a particular discussion for the dialogue and the think tanking, which will address issues of concern both to parliamentarians, to MPs, to those traditional leaders, but also to trade unions, to leaders themselves, to people involved in social issues, in art and culture, and that will be one of the probably major preoccupations, since it's not something which can be resolved overnight. It has to be, and it's not something one can consult. One has to introduce an ongoing open interaction on the impact of these tools. Obviously, there are some smart reading tips together related to that, such as the foreign affairs, the next technology, but also the second machine age, which is about work, progress, and prosperity in a time of brilliant technologies, and among others. In relation to the quality and standards inclusion group, one or two very specific and focused interaction will take place through webinars, together with the international standards organizations, and those will take place in the next 2 weeks, and they will form a basis of trying to raise again the profile of the economic benefits of standards, both in relation to the value for business, but also in relation to its value for trade. So there will be issues which will be identified for being dialogued on and or think tanked on during the South African get-together in October. We hope the financial inclusion will be also progressed, particularly in relation to an interface that usually we have through a think tanking discussion of a core group of central bank governors, and that, if it's taking place, it will take place at the end of June, beginning of July. Looking forward to an interaction with the National Planning Commission in South Africa, who is kind of trying to look forward at ways and means using smart partnership philosophy and practice from our point of view for reaching a vision 2030. So here is where we are at the moment. From the organizational and logistics point of view, quite a number of things will suddenly be agreed, and we will be announcing as we go along in the next few weeks, hopefully, venue, etc. But from the content point of view, by the end of July, as I wrote on behalf of Joint Executive Group, by the end of July, we will need to close down any discussions in relation to what the think tanking might be about in October in South Africa. So we will need to focus then on the dynamics of the think tanking dialogue in South Africa, and obviously that will take another month or so in August and September, all the various logistics, and then we will be meeting in South Africa. So that is the reason why my colleagues and myself, while we are quite worried about the very short time that we have, being the 18th, having only 18 weeks more, we are also very much looking forward to a most kind of useful and successful get-together in South Africa. So have a nice weekend, and hopefully next Friday we will be able to update you with more issues.